So this is just another quick example of how you can use Bluebeam review in a very small way and a spreadsheet to work out cut and fill to a road fairly quickly if you haven't got something like Civil Cad or something like that to actually work out the cut and all the materials from plans with all the level details on. So I've got the long sections here. This is just one of them. And what I've done is started by marking it up in review. And you can see here all I've used is a text box to highlight the levels that I want. So I've literally just created a text box. I've left a couple here. So all I'm going to do is copy this and drag it across and highlight these last few. This just makes it easier to see when you're working with all of this, because you might not want all of them because some of these are close together, some might have a lot of details missing, etc. But this makes it just easy when you're running through. So those are marked up, and then what I do is I will rotate the view. There you go. So that's easier to read. I've then got a spreadsheet. And what we're going to do with this is we've got a long section page here. Jump over here, we've got makeups for our road, including thicknesses, and what happens if the road formation isn't deep enough after the topsoil strip's been done, so if you have to make up levels, etc. So I've got one here for a tarmac road, one for block paving road, and this is for the footpaths. I've also got this little number down here where it says base course increases from, so this is where the fill goes out under the curb line of your road, so you want that to be wider. Over this side I've got topsoil strips, so it's 200 mil, extra widths under the curbs. Let's say we want to go 500 mil wider each side, standard width for the road, standard road type. Won't look at these at the moment, but then over here we've got curb on the left hand side, curb on the right hand side, and we've got road 1, road here. Road 1, the road details go down here, changes go down here. So let's have a quick look. What I'm going to do is bring back up the review. I'm going to drag that over there. Oh, that should have split the page. It hasn't for some reason. There you go, and on that one. So on this page we can start. I'll just drag that over. There we go, that'll do for now. Jump to this page. We just enter in the chainages. We won't do all of them. That will do for now. We enter in the existing levels. This is quite a quick process because where you've highlighted it up, it's easy to follow. Go, and then we can enter in the long sections. Now just up here we can see we go center, left and right, so let's do those. Ooh. that's the wrong one. 60, 40, 65.025. I'm not using my normal computer keypad here, so that's why I'm going a bit slowly. Now, I haven't, I've left the formatting in from an old example here. So let's just put the formatting back to where it should be. Right, so you can see there, put the changes in, and what this will do is look at the look at the existing levels after topsoil strip. It will look at then the road construction depth. It will look at the finished road levels, and it will work out your cut and fill for you. So in each of these little changes, it will also work out the subbase area based on the standard width and the surface area, muck away, etc. It will then look at those levels and use those for the paths on both sides of the road. So you can see here where you've got 2.653 of cut here on your footpath, you've got fill because the levels, your construction thickness is less here, so you're going to have to make up some levels. So now I did also say about you can do left hand and right hand margins, and the reason for this is just have a look at what difference it makes. 64.179, 64.302, 64.62, 64.867, 64.956, 64.974, 64.929, 64.897, 64.797, 64.762, 64.721, 65.855, 65.037. There you go. So you can now see, because the road falls off to the side, you've got the camber on it, that's actually made 12 cubit difference between the left hand and the right hand side. So what we can then do is copy, paste over to the other side. I mean, if a couple of these were different, so if we just for say we said that was 65 and 65 there for some reason, you can see you get a different cut on the right to the left hand side. What you can also do is, if you've got any bell mounts or anything like that over to the side, if you've got a parking bay, say it's 26, spread out, you've got a parking bay spread over those chainages, you can put that in, and obviously you get a different cut again, you get a different area. So it's worked all of that out. So that's us really finished with review. Let me jump back into this. There are other things you can also do. So say if this last section of road was block paved and not the tarmac as we've done as a standard road type, if we put in those are type B road, that then changes. I don't know if you could see that, but over here, if I type in road type B, it changes the cut because the road type B has got a different overall thickness to road type A. So that's all our details completed. And if I jump back into my bill, it's saying I've got some updated quantities. Do I want to have a look? Type yes. Just bringing across some details. This is slower on here because I'm recording the screen, but hopefully it won't be too long. There we go. So I've got all my details in there. These are just up some made up rates at the moment. So it's worked everything out for me. If I was to go in and say here we've got 11 compact formation, 691 square meters. If I was to go and put in another parking bay on that side, come back to the bill, got 721 square meters now. If I was to say, if you look at this again, 215 square meters of block paving, 406 meters of road. If I was to say that's type B as well, areas are changed, details are changed, everything's changed. If I was to say, here we go, topsoil strip 144 cube. If I was to come over here and say my topsoil is 450 mil thick, and the first thing you see is over here now, because we've stripped the road even more, or the existing ground even more, we've got fill in these areas. So jump back across to the bill, got some more updated details, click on yes. Basically it's trying to keep, I've got some hidden lines here and it's trying to keep the bill to a minimum amount showing, so just update that. And it won't take too long, hopefully. There we go. So our granular fill to make up the levels is in there now, so it's 34 cube, and that's how we update everything in the bill. Now the other thing that you can do is, if I was to change that to road 2 from there, we've now got road 1 and road 2. So let's have a look. It doesn't change anything in the bill here, but what we've got is we've got this facility here, and nothing's allocated at the moment. But if I was to double click on here, it will do a bit of work. This might take a bit of time, so I might have to do a quick bit of editing, purely because everything when you're recording the screen seems to take much longer. So what this is going through at the moment is hopefully going through and splitting all these details between roads 1 and 2. And you can see it's doing some bits and pieces now. Hopefully it won't be too much longer then. Hopefully I'll have a new computer soon, so then maybe it will speed up this process. As I said, I've been doing this on a laptop that's 7.5 years old. Right, here we go. So, okay, the formatting needs a bit of sorting out. Let's just go back to home. Let's do that to 2 decimal places, and this is obviously money, so let's do that. Right, here we go. So what it's done is it's split all of these quantities down between rows 1 and 2, and then it's applied the rate and given us a value for each section in row 1 and 2. What I've then done is group these, so topsoil strip, reduce levels. So it then gives me values for everything that's worked out, just to show that it works. We've got a total of 91,173.03, and that comes to 91,173.03 there. So that is all of my cut and filter the roads worked out, and there are some other facilities in here whereby I suppose you can do things like you can say into certain areas my topsoil depth has changed from the standard. So if I said it was 250 here, 300 here, and 300 here, you can see it changes some of these details here. And you could actually also say that the topsoil is bad quality, so you want the topsoil to be muck away. So this topsoil strip here is actually classified it as muck away now. And when you jump back here, update again, and your descriptions will change because you've got a new descriptions to add in to the bill. So just wait for this finally. Now this is just a small example, but when you've got a lot of roads, this really can make a lot of difference to your cut and fill. Instead of just putting some average levels in, this works it out. As I said, between all the changes, now these quantities in here have all changed to suit the new topsoil strip and muck away quantities. So you can see here we've got 233 cube, but on my original allocation it's 324 cube. If we double click on here again, that will split it all down again. So yes, that's the example for using long sections for working out cut and filter roads and all the other materials that go with it. I hope you like that.